Okay, hopefully this is now better. I've restarted everything 3 times. Hopefully now we should be cooking. This has been very, 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 very poor game from Leeds. The second half has been very, very poor. The same way as my streaming software. You know? My streaming software is getting cooked. Leeds are getting cooked. This has not been a good start to the day at all. If we can hopefully get this going and it can be smooth, we'll be good. JT technical difficulty. Just tell me, is it better now, Max? Oh my days, and we've just conceded as well. Oh, it gets worse and worse. It's a catalogue of errors here. An absolute catalogue of errors. It's saying it's DC'd again. Leeds United have conceded again. This has been a cataclysmically poor game. All right, frames drop 0, frames drop 0, frames drop 0. Hopefully it's not the February man of the match curse. Yeah, this is really not looking great for Leeds, I have to say, mate. Really not looking great. One looping through ball. Elan Melier, I don't know what he's thinking there. He's semi-committed to that one. Let's have a little look. The ball's looped forward. Rodon and Melier having a complete mare with themselves there. Rodon wanted Melier to come and clean it. Melier, I think, wanted Rodon to deal with it. Complete miscommunication. If we go up, we go straight back down. It's too soon to say that, mate. Too soon. If we went up, it would be a completely different squad. Let's just focus on getting there. I swear, man, what are we doing? I don't know, man. I do not know. We are getting absolutely sauteed right now. Absolutely put on the slimmer. Yeah, it's better. Okay, good. This has been an absolute mare. But here we go. We're all here. We're in it to win it. Leeds have just conceded, but it's time to be calm. Calma tiempo. Look at that. That is scary viewing. Burnley are now just 4 points behind us. 4. A very, very minimal 4 points behind us here. Holy shit. This has gone from tits to arse and back to tits again. Sorry, not 4 points. Burnley 2 points behind us. My arithmetic is completely off. Can't believe we're losing to Pompey. Mate, we're not just losing to Pompey. We are getting absolutely slapped by Pompey. Whose fault is that in your opinion? I have to blame Melier. I think if you're a keeper, you got to choose to commit to one or another. I get there was miscommunication between Rodon and Melier, but Melier there, you're the keeper. You got to make a decision. Am I coming out to claim that, or am I not coming out to claim it? You can't half commit to coming and claiming something. You got to be fully committal to something like that, and we weren't. I swear to God, if we bottle it again. You're right, mate. Yeah, not doing too bad, mate. Not doing too bad. As you can see, the stream has I don't know what's going on. Virgin cut out for me on Wednesday. Completely cut out for everyone in the country, it seems. And then after that, my internet seemed cool for a couple of days. And then today, I've been trying to stream. And I don't know if it's my computer that's bugging out or my streaming software. Or my internet, but I was getting like 1 megabits per second upload speed, and every time I kept streaming, it kept crashing and bugging, but it seems to be copacetic now. From a Leeds perspective, this is not a good game at all. This is not going well. This is actually horrific, mate. Actually horrific. Have we had the better chances in the game? Yes. Do we have a 1.45 XG? Yes. But is what we're watching pretty in the slightest? No. Perot needs to come off. We could have been 2-0 up. Yeah, a couple of big chances missed as well. A couple of mouth-watering chances. Boy Keld, thank you for the roses. Thank you for the roses. We're still going to bottle it all over again. And this is what I was saying before. After we beat Sheffield United and people are saying, yeah, is it done yet? Is it done yet? Listen, I said we need to win 7 of these games. 7 of these next games coming up. We drew 1 last week and now we're losing this week, which means our limited amount of games for getting that 7 wins is dwindling ever so slightly here. We now have Just 8 games left to get 7 wins. It was 10 games we needed 7 wins out of. Now we need 7 wins out of 8 games, in my opinion, just to secure promotion, to get to that 100-point mark. Because otherwise, it's going to get very, very close and very hairy. But here's Tanaka. He could get us a goal here. Gives it out to Bogle. It's well worked by Leeds. And the pass is too heavy from Tanaka. He should have found Dan James there. He played the heavy ball to Bogle instead. Here is DJ, though. This goal that we've conceded seems to have sparked a bit of life into Leeds. Firpo crossing it in, and it's deflected all the way to the keeper. Bradford let you down on your bet yesterday. We got the rest of them right as well. Shit. That's the way those flipping parlays always work, isn't it? I mean, parlays is what they call them a lot in America. I'm more of a bet builder kind of guy. But it's always the way. There's always that one thing, that one little game on it that screws you over big time. Boy Kel, thank you for more roses. The guns and the roses. Thank you so much, man. Why are you... What? Why are you... I'm not going to say that, but... How you doing, Joshua? How are you doing? How have we bottled a 5-point lead? We've bottled worse than that before, I'll tell you. We've bottled worse than that before. 5 points is very easy to lose a lead with. But we've completely chucked our lead out the window. Oh my days. Firpo, that's got to be a handball, ref. That's got to be a handball. He's tried to dink Melier as well. Melier's woken up a little bit there, and he's picked up the ball. Maybe he can spring Leeds onto a little counter-attack. BFC LW Leeds. Leeds are falling apart again. Look at that. That is just a catalogue of errors. What a shit goal to concede. One through ball from absolute no man's land. And Melier, what's he doing there? He's screaming at Rodon. He is screaming at Rodon, but you got to decide what you're doing. You got to make a decision as to whether you're committing to that or not. I'm the biggest defender of Melier around. I've been taking pellets for Ilham Melier. But that, I've got to put on his shoulders, man. I've got to put that on his shoulders there. We were singing at the Ratons yesterday. So funny. Who is at the Ratons? What do you mean? Triple change by Leeds, by the way. Rothwell on for Tanaka. Joseph on for Aronson. And who was that last one that came up so quickly? Oh, my days. They've ripped a shot from 25 yards. It's a good save by Melier. A save he had to make, though. Not the most scintillating of a save, but definitely a big save that he had to make. It was struck with power. It was decent height to the shot. But it was a little bit too close to the centre, and you'd expect Melier to clean that up. But Portsmouth have a corner resulting from it. It was a nice struck volley, but straight down the middle of the goal. You should expect him to save that. Please win, Leeds. Mate, we're going to need a lot of magic to get a win out of this game. A lot of magic, because right now it doesn't look like we could create a stick figure on a piece of A4 paper. Everything we're trying is just not coming off. It's not being effective at all. Alexandra, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. And they've chucked the corner away. It's a Leeds goal kick that's going to result from it. It was a nice looping cross and headed way past the post. But this is too slow. You've got to be picking this ball up earlier, playing it out from the back now. The ball's got to be at the fullback. We've got the ball to the keeper. There you go. Gives it out to Rodon. Gets it back, Melier. Shaky with the little flick on there. He's almost given the ball away. He's tried to ping it to DJ. It's failed. Pompey have won the ball back again. Again, Leeds have given the ball straight back to them. We're not letting anything stick there. This is where I'm saying you need a Patrick Bamford in this game to make the ball stick, to bully defenders out of the way. Pirot has a phenomenal goal record. I would never take that away from him. But his hold-up play and tying other people into the game and letting the ball stick and alleviating pressure from the front line, we don't have that. And Joseph doesn't really do that either. He does it a little bit more than Perot, but he doesn't do it to a high enough effective level. The same way someone like Bamford will, for all of his faults that you could potentially bring up in front of goal. And right now, look at this. We've got no option forward. Rothwell having to go backwards and sideways. He can't get the ball past the halfway line. And we have 9 men in Pompey's half right now. But we're stuck, resulting to going backwards. But this is a little bit better. Leeds play it sideways nicely to Dan James, who holds up his man, cuts it back. He's got 2 options outside the box. Instead, he takes way too long. He drives it so far back. And Gruev is resulting to try and dink a Hollywood pass through to Firpo there. We're not actually working our way through Portsmouth at all. Leeds win 2-1. I hope, mate. I hope. I don't care what the score is. As I said, as long as we get the win, I really don't care what the score is. Go on, here's Nonto. Flips it through. Sorry, not Nonto. I was looking at my picture on my thumbnail there. Please, Leeds win. Please, please, please. Por favor. Me gustaría un win de Leeds United. Ramazani's come on as well. He's looked like he's got a little spark of energy on that left-hand side. And we're going to need someone like him to perform here. He hasn't been given as much game time as a lot of people believe he should have. And he's not been given as much game time as he would believe that he should have. Especially with some of the big performances he's put in this season. It's just been unfortunate for him that the form of Solomon and Solomon and Dan James has been impeccable to the point where it's been hard for him to get back into the side consistently since injury. Not for any fault of his own performances, really, and especially given the minimal amount of game time he's been given on those. So this is where you got to take those moments. You got to take your moment in a game where nothing's working for Leeds. Solomon wasn't having the best game of his life. Now you got an opportunity on that left-hand side to really make a difference in there. 20 minutes left of the game. There's a lot of time, a lot of football to be played here. A lot of action still to unfold. Especially with the way Portsmouth are going to be just sat back now, absorbing every single Leeds United attack. And look at this. Their press is actually effectively stopping Leeds from getting out of our own half. We aren't just getting, luckily beaten by Portsmouth here. Their game plan is bullying us off the park. We can't get anything going at all. Look at that. We're just resorting to giving it to Bogle. He's trying to flick it through the legs there, and he's gone down. He's holding his head as if he's been poleaxed here. Let's have a little look. No, it's a clean challenge. It's a clean challenge. He's just shouldered his way in front of him there. We need something different here. We've brought on a triple change, and unfortunately, it's not seemed to make any kind of difference to the way Leeds are playing at all. This doesn't seem to be a personnel issue. This seems to be a tactics issue, and Portsmouth's tactics are working a treat. But I will say, if we do get a win out of this game, if we do manage to turn this around late, that would be a pivotal turning point in this season. Pivotal. A point in which you'll look back at the end of the season and say, well, hang on a second there. Getting some points out of that game is what really, really pushed us over the line here. Why does he never bring Nonto on? He's brought Nonto on a lot recently. Past few games, he's brought Nonto off the bench and not Ramazani, actually, which I think on the basis of their performances throughout the entire year, game to performance ratio, Ramazani arguably deserved that spot more than Nonto, but it actually worked the past couple of games, especially the Sheffield United game. No, the Sunderland game first. No, it was the Sheffield United game where Tanaka got that header. Nonto was very, very instrumental in that one, and even the Sunderland game when he came on right at the end, I thought he was very decent in that game. This is the reason we cannot even consider Farke in the Premier League. Listen, I'm not going to say this is the reason, because as I said, the Premier League, you'd have a different squad, different set of players in there, and you'd be playing a lot higher level opposition. I'm not going to say Leeds struggling to beat Portsmouth today is the reason he's not going to cut it in the Premier League, because Championship and Premier League are completely different ball games, and whether he can cut it at that higher level or not is a completely different question. But we've beaten the best teams in this league, aside from Burnley. We've beaten all the best teams in this league. We've beaten Sheffield United twice. We beat Sunderland once and drew to them because Meslier threw the ball into his own net at the back at the end of the game. So I wouldn't say that's the reason Farke ain't going to cut it in the Prem. Because this is just one of those, it's one of those moments, mate, when you're going for promotion, you're going to have slip-ups like this, especially when you're Leeds United. You're going to have these kind of games where you should be bowling a team over and you just do not turn up. Yeah, we're versus 17th, but first of all, there's two things I would say to that. I wouldn't take too much stock in someone's league position and saying 17th is such a bad thing, because at the end of the day, 17th is only, 10, 11, 12 points off top 5. So you got, West Brom on 55 points, and Portsmouth are currently on 42 with this win today, which would put them just 13 points behind top 5, which by the similar metrics would be a same kind of point margin Leeds have over Sunderland right now. But obviously we should be beating them. We should be beating any team in this league, and here we could with Firpo. What a chance, one-on-one with the keeper, and he's P-rolled it straight down the middle of the goal. What a piece of football from Firpo. He's driven through 3-4 players there. Great ball out to the left-hand side. Gets it back from Ramazani. And is lucky with the deflection. Gets the ball back from Perot. And he's one-on-one. And you've got to be slotting that there. You have got to be slotting that, Firpo. That is a huge chance. Huge chance from the header as well. It's hit the crossbar. Dan James with the rebound. And he's headed it wide. Oh, my days. This just isn't going to be our day, is it? This is not going to be our day, is it? Oh, my Lord. What a ball in. Great header by Firpo. And it's got an ever so slight deflection to flick it onto the crossbar. And then it bounces kindly for Dan James, but his header has gone wide. Firpo so unlucky there. Missed a great chance and almost converted one 10 times harder in that with that header there. Just deflected over, but he's got to be slotting that first one. Even the rebound for the header there, Dan James has got to be doing a little bit better. Leeds are not taking our chances at all. It's better, though, that we're at least getting chances now. Because for big portions of this second half, we haven't really created anything of real substance. And here come Portsmouth, and he's almost ripped it. Is that Murphy there? He's almost ripped that top left corner. He's cut it onto his left foot, and it's scintillatingly just whizzed past the post. Adam Rogers, thank you for the 13 basketballs, my brother. Thank you so much. Ironically, the frenetic nature of this game. Oh, he's hit the post even. I thought that just whistled wide. He's actually hit the clipped the side of the post there. Holy shit, that was closer than even I was giving it credit for. Leeds in a dangerous position here. Flicked up by Joseph. Headed back down. Stroik, can he head it through? No, he can't. Firpo heads it through to nobody. You alright? Can't complain, Style. Can't complain, AJ Styles. How are you? Yeah, Pirot, listen. As I said, clinical finisher, but he does have his little mare of moments. Jaden Bogle's being subbed off for Byram here. This is an interesting change. He's gone 3 at the back. So Byram's just put his 3 up there. So he's gone 3 at the back, and he's brought Nonto on for Gruev. So I believe Byram's going to be slotting in as one of the 3 centre-backs alongside Rodon and Stroik. Firpo's going to be playing left wing-back. And if I believe correctly, Dan James might be playing right wing-back. And Nonto's gone in the pocket. Unless if Ilya Gruev is the one stepping into centre-back and Byram's going right wing-back. But at that point, why is he changing Bogle for Byram? I get it. Bogle hasn't had his best game. It's actually been a rather poor game by his standards, I'd have to say. I have him down as one of our players of the season, to be fair. One of the championship players of the season, full stop. But not his best game today, that's for sure. Really, really not their best one. Sorry, Gruev's not on. Who's that? Gruev is off. Sorry, I was thinking of Rothwell dropping back in there. I don't know why I said Gruev. I was thinking of Rothwell. But it is Byram who it looks like is slotting back into that back 3 there Firpo plays it forward now. I mean, I hear it. We got to make some sort of change here. We got to take some sort of gamble to get something out of this game. We're losing already. A loss doesn't help us. A draw barely helps us. So we got to change something drastically to try and commit for this. But Strike, that is careless defending there. And you can see the pressure is getting to Leeds now. It's mounting. It's building. And we've just given away a careless corner again. Chasing a win, bring on Byram. How many more reasons? Fuck out. Damn, Chris Kingy. He brought on other players as well. He hasn't just brought on Byram. He brought Nonto on with Byram. And he's brought Ramadzani on. He's brought Joseph on. He can't really bring any more attackers on. He's already brought Rothwell on, so that's a big midfield change. Maybe too many changes and then just a little bit confused with the ideology of those changes. Dan James gets the ball on the counter-attack, though. Tries to flip it through to Nonto, but it's gone straight to the keeper. Headed back, but this is scrappy and a good opportunity for Leeds. Joseph dropping very deep to build up the play here. Now we need to play it quicker. Pirot, who's inexcusably on that left wing for some reason. Ramadzani's down the centre and Pirot's on the left. And Ramadzani's touch has let him down horrifically. Pirot has to press the keeper and he's going to pick that up and waste a little bit more time. In front of the away fans as well is that goal. So if Leeds do somehow secure 2 goals, that away end is about to explode. But right now they are very tentative and you can't really blame them because they haven't had anything to go off here. This isn't one of those games where you say Leeds have been robbed or Leeds have been unlucky or whatever. Leeds have been outplayed. It's as simple as that. We've been outplayed, outclassed, out-tacticked, outworked. They've been bullying us. They've got in our heads from minute 1. They've been up for the physical battle more than Leeds. Their press has looked a lot more effective than Leeds. They've broken Leeds' press a lot more effectively than we've broken theirs. And they just look more up for it. A lot of those Leeds players look like they're in a bit of a daze. Like they're kind of half asleep. No disrespect, but you need a new 11 if you go to the Prem. I think that's a bad way of doing it. I think we need 5 players if we got to the Prem. As I said, bigger if buts and maybes. You know, we're only 2 points off Burnley now, so let's not count our chickens before they roost. But I will say, if we did, big if at this point, huge if. I would want 5 world-class players, £150 million on 5 players, no more, no less. Just really bolster up that spine of the team. Top-class striker, top-class number 10, top-class holding midfielder, top-class centre-back, and a top-class goalkeeper. And I think the rest of the squad, you've got enough, more than enough serviceable players in there. Maybe a decent winger to make it a 6th signing as well. But I think we've got a lot of great players to fill in around that. Whoever you sign as that top midfielder will be sat next to Tanaka in the pivot. You bring a new number 10 in, a new striker. I think our wide players are, as I said, more than serviceable for the Prem. Nonto could definitely elevate his game big time going back into the Prem. Ramadzani, we haven't seen how he would deliver in the Prem. I feel like he's one of those players like Nonto that would really thrive under that pressure and new experience. Here's Joseph, who strives forward and loses the ball again. Stroik pushes his man down. Heads it up to himself. Heads it back down. Leeds. And he's given a free kick against Firpo there. Referee not doing us any favours either here. Andy Jones. Andy! What's going on? I hate Sunday midday kickoffs. Leeds can't play that early afternoon, JT, buddy. Afternoon, my boy. It appears my computer can't play that early as well because, as I said, it's been bugging all over the spaff, which is maybe why I haven't seen you a little bit earlier. But good to see you, Andy. Lovely to see you again, of course. And yeah, another one of those early games that Leeds just seem to be throwing away. Who knows what the reason is? I mean, 2 of our impressive comebacks have come from 8 o'clock kickoffs. So maybe you're right. Maybe Leeds are just an evening side. Maybe we haven't rattled the cobwebs off. Maybe our sleep patterns are a little bit misaligned to give us the energy for those late o'clock kickoffs. Because you got to think, I mean, I guess they take naps during the day. But those late kickoffs, you've got to mess with your sleep schedule. If you're playing an 8 o'clock kickoff, this isn't just getting home from work and chilling at 8 o'clock and watching it on your TV. You've got to be in peak performance as an athlete in that 8 o'clock kickoff. You've got to be well rested, well fed, well nutritionalized, and well energized. Maybe you're having caffeine before a game at 7 o'clock to get you ready for that 8 o'clock one, because you've got to be sharp and you've got to be switched on. So it's got to mess with your sleep schedule, especially when you're playing games every few days, the way Leeds had been, the past couple months. Obviously, that's not just an issue that affects Leeds, and there's a lot of sides, that play Champions League and then 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday, but it is something that people don't generally think about so much, is the actual human aspect of players playing football on a pitch. That sounds really stupid, but oh my days, good ball by Nonto. Ramazani, can he flick it on? No, he can't. He can't even get a foot on it. Nonto, though, really buzzing around there. It's good performance so far from Nonto since he's come onto the pitch. Past few times he's come on, I've been very impressed with Nonto. Really, really impressed with him. Here he is making a nice run down the middle. Instead, Dan James is driven all the way inside. Flipped an in-swinger in. Joseph, can he get a flick on? I think it's gone off a Pompey head. Leeds are claiming for it, and he's given a goal kick. Wow, referee not giving us anything today. JT do a ritual for the football gods. What a lucky shirt type beat. A little shirt change. Surely you can't bottle taking 6 points off Sheffield United and still only level on points with them. Listen, Jacob Gillesthorpe, let me tell you something. We can, and we can. Because we got 12 points last season off both Sheffield United, off both Leicester and Ipswich. 6 points off each, respectively, especially Ipswich, who battered them about 7-4 on aggregate. I think the first one was 4-3, but they got a last-minute win goal to make it 4-3. But a convincing game, and the other one was like 4-0 or 4-1 at Christmas time. So we got an aggregate of about 7-4 or 7-3, and we still bottled it over them. We still bottled it from Leicester as well. We brought back an 18-point lead on them and still bottled that one. Unfortunately, my man, it's the way the cookie crumbles when it comes to Leeds, isn't it? It is the way the cookie crumbles. There you go, Meslier, big catch. Here we go. Now throw it down. Nice roll. Here we go, Rothwell, left side. Firpo drives in, gives it to Ramazani. At least a point would edge us above Sheffield United. I'm never one that really wants a point. I want 3 points in these games. Draws aren't as great, but that point could be very imperative. Getting us 3 points ahead of Burnley as well, with our goal difference sat cushly and comfortably above them. Prediction? Listen, mate, not enough time for prediction. This is hope time, not prediction time. Do I reckon Leeds will get a winner? Have we shown it a lot the past few weeks? Yes, but this game just looks like one of those games that is not our day. Our shots, we're having good chances. We're wasting a lot of them. We're getting very unlucky with a couple of little flicks that are discerning and nicking the ball onto the crossbar here and there. Our final ball just seems to be very sloppy. Referee doesn't seem to be giving us many decisions. This is just not our day. Miscommunication between Meslier and Rodon for their goal. Sloppy, easily avoidable goal. And here we go, 2 minutes left. You've got to see, Leeds going to give us anything to bite onto, give us anything to hope for. Or is this going to be just a flat, disappearing game? Here's Ramazani. He could change it by himself. And he does get a free kick. The ref finally has given us something. Rothwell shoves his man off to take it quickly. Instead goes back to Rodon. Gets it back, Rothwell. Now he drives forward. Now he drives. Finds Firpo on the left-hand side. Firpo with a couple of options in front of him. Gives it to Joseph. Gets challenged out. And now Leeds have another throw-in on the left-hand side. 6 points cleared 2 weeks ago. Now it's gone. Gone. So run off home. Mate. I hear it. I hear it. It's down to a season of mismanagement again. Exactly the same as last season. It's been coming. Listen, I said there was faults early on in the year. I did say there was faults about certain things in the way we play. That's not this, though. That's not this. Because it's 2 games at the end of the day. It's 2 games. And that's how quickly things can change. Especially in the Championship. But in football in general. It's 2 games. It's 1 week. And it's a complete capitulation today. And that's the pressure of being on top. They do say it is easier to sneak in behind and be the trailing pack than it is to be the one leading. It's a mix of both, because if you're the leading side, you can put pressure on other teams and hope to cause that to have malfunctions. But at the same time, you have the pressure of being the one that's leaded and having everyone chasing after your tail and everyone coming for the scalp of the league leaders, especially when you're Leeds. People are coming for the scalp of us at the best of times. Everyone wants to see us fail. Everyone wants to be the side that put the nail in the coffin of Leeds United's promotion campaign. Everyone wants to in this league. So every game you go up for is going to be a Champions League final. Hang on a second here. Nonto is scrapping with them. They're trying to throw the ball away. They fouled Firpo. And there's a big kerfuffle on the pitch here. We have got a free kick resulting for it, though. Rothwell, we've seen him put some peaches in over the past few weeks. Some real peaches in from some of these set pieces. We need something huge here. And if we are, in any feasible reality, going to get 2 goals and somehow win this game in the remaining 4 minutes and 10 seconds that are left, because as I probably didn't say, there are 5 minutes of stoppage time here, we need a goal from this set piece. This could be the magic moment. Joseph should never be allowed anywhere near a Leeds shirt. Oof. Harsh words. Cutting words from Nick. Hopefully we can get a cutting ball in here. A Dan Cutting-esque ball from Rothwell. 2 hands forward. Couple of steps back here. Left hand to the sky. Gets ready to swing it in. It's a beautiful ball in. Oh, it's a terrible ball in. He hasn't even beat the first man. There's a one-man wall, and he smashed it straight into him. That is horrible. Horrible, 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 mate. Absolutely horrible. Disappointed with the Leeds UK edit. Hey, aren't we all, mate? Aren't we all? That is football. That is football. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying, UK edit. It's not going to be an easy run for promotion. It never is, mate. Even last time when we did get promoted under Bielsa, there was a lot of scrappy games in there. A lot of games in which we edged that 1-0 against Barnsley. A little, nice deflection puts it into Bamford's path. He slots his one chance of the game, and we're sat there clinging on for a 1-0 win against Barnsley, getting our goal peppered in the last 10 minutes. This is the way these promotion games go. Goodbye automatic promotion. Hello playoffs. Not yet. Not just yet, mate. We aren't going to be the only one that are going to slip up a little bit in this last patch of the season. And if anything, you could argue maybe Leeds are getting our little slip up out the way early enough. And maybe we just did enough in those other games to get us that little lead to where this small slip up isn't going to affect us too much going for, isn't going to have as detrimental of an effect as it could have done. You know, if we hadn't edged those games out against Sunderland and Sheffield United, we could be looking at a position where we've just slipped into 3rd place off the back of this game. So we still have control over our destiny. Oh, that's just a sloppy touch from Byron there. He's given the ball straight away. Straight away. As soon as he's received the ball, he's been challenged. As soon as he's received it. Me. Creativo Mark, thank you for the like, my brother. Last minute of the game. This is it. Do or die. Everything forward here in this attack. Pompey striker just leaving the ball there for Meslier. He is knackered. These Portsmouth players are on their feet. Out on their feet, should I say. Firpo, can he get the flick on? Referee about to blow his whistle there. Criminal from the referee. Looking for any excuse to give them something. Firpo nods it on. Perot knocks it on. Nonto, can he get the flick on? No, he can't. It's cleared away. Strike heads it down. This is a game of pinball here. Firpo keeps it in. It's gone out. It's a throw-in. There's 20 seconds left. This is where we need a Rory Delap-esque throw-in into the box. And Firpo is the man that's going to take it. Here we go. Firpo Delapio. Senior Delapio. Oh, my days. It's flicked on. It's still scrambling around. Firpo drills it in. It's deflect. Oh, it's a last-minute corner. Holy shit. Holy shit. This could be the moment. We saw it. Last-minute corner against Sunderland. 95th minute. Same minute of the game. Obviously, we were drawing at that point and it was for the win. But it's the same minute. Rothwell last time. The original corner was not the greatest. It came in. It was a Ramazani volley that somehow, out of pure luck, managed to glide the ball back over into the path of Rothwell, who swung it back in for a strike header. How things were looking a lot prettier over there in that game. But here we go. Can the original ball be a lot better from Rothwell today? Two hands in the sky. He swung it in. It's flicked on! Oh, and it's a huge save! It's a huge save! And there was a little bit of time wasting, so I'd expect us to dip into the next minute as well and take the second corner. That's a beautiful ball from Rothwell with the outswinger. Beautiful ball. Sorry, in-swinger with that one. Now we've got the outswinger from Rothwell. This is the side Leeds converted our corner from last time. Meslier stays up for the second corner in a row. Rothwell, the hands in the sky. He swung it in. It's another delightful ball, and Stroik's headed it. It's dealt with easily. Stroik volleys it back in, and that's all the way into the stands. And that is it. Is it not predictable losing away at Pompey? Unfortunately, it's ended that way. It's ended in a predictable manner for Leeds, throwing things away. And that is it. That is GG. Catalogue of errors today. Catalogue of errors. Catalogue of capitulation. And Leeds United have thrown that game away. Straight in the bin. Straight down the drain. It has been flushed away. Leeds United 0. Portsmouth 1. An absolute disgrace of a result for Leeds. And just a really, really poor performance in general. Never really looked up for it. Portsmouth always looked like they were in the control of the game. They always looked like the better side. And, hey, they've got the win. They were well served for that win as well. And it's Leeds United 0, Portsmouth 1 to finally end the game out. Fark out Chris Kingy. Millwall versus Leeds prediction. Thrown away way too many this season. Why even bring Joseph on? We look better with playing Darlow up front. Mitchell Bond, Fark out. Do you still see yourself running away with it now? It's so tight. Mate, Tom R. I never saw us running away with it. I never, ever saw us running away with it. You're listening to the wrong people, mate. You ain't listening to me. I have never said Leeds are running away from it. I said to get this league, to get us actually confirmed to get automatic, we need 100 points. And the only way we can get 100 points was 7 wins and 1 draw out of our last 10 games. And now it's turned to us needing 7 wins out of our last 8 to manage to get near that 100-point mark. Really, really dangerous stuff now for Leeds. Really, really dangerous stuff. Honestly, though, what does Joseph ever do? Not his best game, and he's had a lot of inconsistent games. He really has. Northern Spurs. Please, don't even. Won't beat Millwall. Probably won't beat QPR. Will probably draw against Preston. Burnley won't lose a game. Sheffield United will continue to shithouse 1-goal wins despite being the worst side out of in a lot of games. But that's what you need, mate. You need to shithouse some wins. 96 will win the league. 93 will see us up. That's very wishful thinking, mate. Very, very wishful thinking. Very wishful thinking. Benny Barrett, playoffs again? Surely not. Surely not. But you got to hope not, at least. Because if it is playoffs, it's another year in the Championship. And that's all the rest of our players gone. And that is Leeds in the mud if we end up in the playoffs. We're not getting promoted from the playoffs. We will 100% lose that. And, well, either Leeds or Sheffield, whichever one gets put into the playoffs, I reckon loses that. I think Sunderland actually win the playoffs. People are kind of mugging them off right now because they've fallen off a cliff and they're 12 points off automatics now. But that's what helps you in the playoffs. The fact that you kind of know, okay, automatics aren't really going to work for us this year. We've got a comfortable position in the playoffs. Let's start planning towards the playoffs and let's get ourselves built up for that. I really think Sunderland will win the playoffs. And whoever drops out of our slot are going to be, unfortunately, in a situation where I don't think we'll win the playoffs. Maybe if it's Burnley who slip in there, who stay in there just at the end, maybe they could shithouse their way through. But otherwise, I think it's looking very dangerous for both us and Sheffield United. But Sheffield United are putting the pressure on. They're winning games when it counts. Leeds are throwing away games. That's 2 games we've thrown away in a row here. And we always have that patch in the season. As I said, the only way I can keep it positive is by saying that we have that patch every single year, no matter how much we try to say, or people that aren't fans of Leeds say, this is a different Leeds. This isn't the Leeds that throw it away and bottle it every year. It is. It's Leeds. It's the way we do it. So we've had our bad patch. We've had our rough patch. We had it in the year we got promoted under Bielsa as well. We came back and we kept it strong and managed to bide our luck at times and really power our way through those last 8 games of the season. And hopefully we can do the same here now. Last 8 games, we really need to power our way through and not allow this to define our season. And as I said, the fact we've got it away, we've thrown these games away with 8 games to go, as opposed to 2 to 3 games to go, we still have time to turn it around. We still have time to fix things, to change things around, change personnel a little bit. And we need to really use our deep squad now. We really need to bring some of these players back into the fold that haven't had as much game time now and get some big performances out of them, because it's a squad game. You can't just rely on the 11 men that you have starting every week. There are going to be patches in the season where people are falling off, and you're seeing that now. A lot of starters for Leeds are falling off. Performances dwindling a little bit. Dan James, not his best game today. Solomon, not his best game today. Perot, not his best game today. Joseph, not his best game today. You've got to rely on some players like Ramazani and Nonto coming in and winning a couple of those key games and getting us a 1 or a 2-0 win. You've got to rely on Rothwell starting a couple more games now, getting himself even more involved the way he had done a couple of weeks ago. That's what we need to do now. We need to look to some of these fringe players and hope that they can make themselves count and get Leeds a win. Get Leeds a lot of wins, actually, and get Leeds some points. Have we bottled, do you think? Not yet. Reminds me of QPR 1-0 from Leeds 18-19. But this is the thing. You look at capitulations. We saw it before. We won that Sheffield Wednesday, or it was either Sheffield Wednesday or Huddersfield. But I was at that game. I think it was Sheffield Wednesday. 4 games to go. Bielsa's first year. Jack Harrison makes it 2-1, scores a 2-1 or 1-0, slotted it side netting left side of the goal, and then all of a sudden, are you clipping this? It sounds like an authentic 8-minute pre-record. All of a sudden, after Jack Harrison slotted it, we win the game. 3 games to go after that. We're all buzzing. Everything's looking great. And then we go and play, I forget who we played. I think Bamford got an early goal or something. And then we ended up still losing 2-1. I feel like it was Blackburn or something. But could be completely wrong. I just completely capitulated. Lost that game 2-1 at home at Ellen Road. And then everything went over. JT, I come over to you. Jack's giving me tough love. Good to have you, Andy. As I said today, the reason you probably didn't even see the stream is this is the 8th time I've rebooted it. I had to reboot my internet like 3 times. If you go on my live tab on the channel, you'll probably see 2 or 3, maybe 4 previously failed live streams where it was just lagging all over the gaff and was not viewable at all. Had really bad technical difficulties, and unfortunately Leeds also had really bad technical difficulties today. In front of goal and in front of our own goal. Really, really poor. Wigan sounds about right. Actually, Kwana. Yeah, Wigan. Yeah, I think you're right. Lads. I am indeed, Andy. I am indeed. I'm going to show them who's boss. Damn right, brother. I am indeed. Great cause, great game. I do need to make a promotional little video on that. I will make something talking about the game in more detail when it's applicable to do so, when it's applicable to give more detail and further information about certain things, I will be discussing that. But of course, mate, you're going to see some cookage. You're going to see the number 9 that Leeds United need in their side. That's what you're going to see in that game. Let me tell you something. You're going to see a generational baller on the pitch. Be really, really great. Great cause as well. Really, really top stuff. He's done a phenomenal job setting this whole thing up, old Joe. He's actually in London right now. He asked me to meet him. I would love to meet him, meet up, have a little drink, but unfortunately, just time-wise, it's not going to work. He's only here for, I think, a few more hours, the rest of the day or so, so it doesn't look like there's a lot of time, but could have actually probably met him for this game with the way that the stream ended up going, the way everything ended up capitulating and falling apart in there, but nah, you know, I had to try and stream at least. I wanted to be here with you guys, and unfortunately, that is the way the cookie crumbles. But absolute pleasure, as I said, talking to you guys again on the TikTok and the YouTube. Pleasure as always. Glad to see we are back to who we are. I was giving it sarcasm in Jack's live watch along. Jack subscribers wanted to lynch me. That's the thing, everyone in here probably already wants to lynch me, so that's why you're right. You can get away with a little bit of sarcasm because it's me they want to lynch. But no, absolute pleasure. Always great to have you here, even if it's just for a second to chat. Andy, Yahi, FM Casuals, Hazzy, Max, Double A, all the lads, all the legends in here. Joshua, Fabio, all the repeat customers. Pleasure again. UTC Leeds are falling apart again. Yeah, really, really bad. We are falling apart, but we still have 8 games to turn it around. So it's not all over yet, as KSI once said. But thank you guys so much. As I said, absolute pleasure again. I will see you very, very soon, and I will be telling you more about that charity match when it's applicable. But for now, I will see you at everyone, my brothers and my sisters.